This is Paraguay, a landlocked country plagued with swamplands and confined by subtropical forest. Yet Paraguay is not a country to be trifled with. Its people are strong, its armies are even stronger, and Brazil and Argentina, its two closest neighbors, are not in any position to resist any forms of aggression. Will we make use of Paraguay's strengths to put our rivals on their knees? Will we be able to achieve the utopian dream of unifying South America under a single country's flag? For those answers and more, stay tuned! However, first, please take a moment to like and subscribe. We're getting really close to 2,000 subscribers, and every person joining the community helps. Make sure to comment too, because I'm a lonely boy. Thanks again! You guys are kings! Now, let's get into the video. I'm doing it well. Welcome to Paraguay, a lovely landlocked country between the confines of Brazil and Argentina. It is looking like a little bit of a hopeless start, but believe it or not, Paraguay is way stronger than you would actually anticipate. Believe it or not, you can actually take over all of Argentina day one. You can take a big chunk out of Brazil all the way to Mato Grosso and the east coast of like Sao Paulo, Paraná, and Santa Catarina. It is not impossible to take Brazil day one, but it is difficult. And the reason why is because it's kind of RNG heavy. It depends whether or not if the Rio Grandes and Grau-Pará actually survive. And if they get their asses whooped within the confines of the first month, yeah, you're going to lose that war. I'm sorry. The only way you're going to win that war is if they stay confined in the Ragamuffin War and are completely distracted by the other two wars. So, yeah, if you don't have that, you're restarting. There is, however, a safer bet, and that's going for Argentina. Argentina. It is a much easier country to conquer, despite the fact that it has more battalions. They're not that much stronger than you, and believe it or not, you can actually recruit more battalions than they can. Here's the catch. It looks like Mato Grosso has no job seekers, but look here, it has a logging camp, and if you increase your military wages all the way up to very high, and you decide to, I don't know, maybe we'll just put 5 lovely little, infantry down in Mato Grosso. Well, they're going to take the jobs from the logging camp, and they have 5,000 people working right here on the logging camp, which is perfect, because that's how much it's going to take for you to fill up your 5,000 troops here. Yeah, it's possible. You'll have 10 armies, plus whatever you can get from, I guess we'll just do cuirassiers, and we'll do 4 here. So you'll have 14 armies compared to 7 plus 4, so they'll have 11? Yeah, you're going to win this war. It's impossible for you to lose this war. All you need to do is start the war quickly and go into defensive mode and, whittle down their troops and just keep whittling down their troops until they're like down to 1,000 troops in the area. And while they're down to 1,000 troops, you're constantly building new troops and getting new troops from your recruits, your conscripts, and they can't handle it. It's hilarious. You'll always win, I promise. As long as you don't goof up, as long as you don't get impatient and try to take them down right away, you'll win. Beyond that, though, let's go for the startup. Now, base startup obviously is corn laws. Believe it or not, I believe we start off isolationists, so we're guaranteed to get corn laws pretty much no matter what we do. Just make sure you put the landowners into the government somehow. I would do that probably just by putting the landowners in directly. You could just ignore it and leave the corn laws for later. But again, for the sake of this guy, we're probably not going to do that. And the reason why is because we don't need to sit around and wait. We'll just take, put him in there right now, and that's just peachy. That's just fine. We have the options to take here, and I'm going to go for oligarchy right off the bat. I would prefer oligarchy to autocracy. Personally, I like having multiple different groups into my government. It is a little harder to balance at the beginning, but as you go on, especially if you go for Beijing later on, this will be much easier to manage. It's just so much better. Next up, we're going to go for Napoleonic warfare. Why would we go for Napoleonic warfare? Well, that's simple. Lancers! We want all the Lancers in the world. And what we're probably going to take after that is, railways. The reason why is because we're going to be into a little bit of a pickle with infrastructure if we're not careful. The next thing I want you to do is going into taxation level and reducing it. And the reason why is because now we're over 50 on legitimacy. We're a contested government and not an unacceptable government now. And that is perfect for what we need. If you want to make up the money, just go in and put tobacco down as a consumption tax. In fact, you could probably put down a bunch of different consumption taxes and nobody would notice the difference because you're going to be over, what? The 50% mark for the 25% enactment time. As long as you have the enactment time, everything else doesn't really matter. And I believe I already raised the military wages I showed you earlier. Now, the next thing I'm going to want you to do is either get a tactical commander or a defensive strategist. You don't absolutely need a tactical commander for this playthrough, and the reason why is because I think defensive strategists, if they get dug-in chance or camouflage chance, they have a way better chance of winning, especially since they have adamant defense, which is plus 15 instead of plus 10. And for this guy, you're probably going to want to remove him from the army itself. You don't want him at the front lines unless you're, ready to attack. Even then, he's not a very good attacker. If you can find a really good attacker somewhere, maybe like this ambitious guy or, no, I would say just this ambitious guy. Everybody else kind of sucks. I guess Cruel's okay, but yeah, ambitious is the one that's got the best chance. But again, you can't really get rid of him, unfortunately. You're kind of stuck with him for a year, and that's not a good thing, but whatever, just use them, make use of them later. But now that we got our defensive strategist or tactful commander, whichever one you can get, we're going to work on our, decrees. We'll just put whatever down, doesn't matter. We're not really going to be working too hard here. We'll just put road maintenance, social mobility, greener grass, that's fine. We got our base conscripts, but have we got our mobilization done? No, we do not. Let's fill up our mobilization as best we can. Even go for forced march. In this situation, it's probably better to have forced march than not to have it because we're going very high on our military wages anyways. And now put a declaration of interest down on the Andes. And the reason why you're wanting putting it down on Andes is so you can get Juju. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's hilarious if I pronounce it incorrectly and it's not Juju because that would be bad juju. But that's what I do. I can't help it. It's my voodoo. Now we're going to go and attack Argentina. I'm not going to waste any time. Go after them now before they get friendly with Britain. And we don't want them friendly with Britain or Brazil even. And that is perfect for what we need. And I guess we could start building some things after the fact. I'm just going to build base stuff. We'll do a textile mill and a furniture. I guess we don't need a tool because there's already tools here. So that's perfect for what we need. And I guess we could put like a single... Oh, we already got the iron mine. So when we're ready, we can always just swap over into construction and go for iron frame. But for now, number one, we need those infantry. We need all the infantry. Every last one of them. And we're not even going to bother do anything up until the point where... I guess we're going to go for Caudillos this round because we are the bad guys. I forgot to tell you, this is a law play playthrough, sorry. And what a law play means is that I have to force myself to take specific laws. Now, this is the El Presidente run. It's not Tropico, but it is El Presidente regardless. Which means I must stay with the Presidential Republic for the distribution of power. It has to be either autocracy, technocracy, or oligarchy. I decided to go for oligarchy this run. And for the army model, we will eventually have to switch off to professional armies because they give you the most for the officers. That is the goal. We want our officers to be as strong as humanly possible. And that's why we're going to stay with secret police. And eventually we will swap off to militarized police force. And even though it's almost ridiculously difficult to do, and I believe me, later in the game, it's almost impossible to get this stupid law. I don't know why they made it so hard to get. You would literally have to go fascist just to get outlawed dissent, which means at the end of the game, we're probably going to have to go fascist. I don't know if we're going to get it before 1926, which is my deadline. We might have to wait until like 1930. I'm going to have to beeline for like mass propaganda just so I can get fascism started. So I can get outlaw dissent because that's what we have to get before 1926. If I don't get it, no big deal. I'm going to try though. At least at the end of the game, I hope I can get it. That would be nice at the very least. Beyond that though, let me see here. Let us start the war. Now, obviously, we don't want Bolivia to get too strong, so that's why we are going to be attacking them very, very shortly. In the meantime, though, we should probably actually mobilize before we run out of time. Let us also get all of our war goals in, and we're going to be taking everything from Argentina. There's nothing you can do. We will be the ones in control from now on. Look at me. Look at me. I am the Argentina now. That is what's going to be happening. And we got the mobilization up. Okay, good. Let's not put them at the front just yet. We got a little bit of time for us to get fully mobilized, hopefully. And yeah, okay. Well, hopefully they're losing a lot of troops in the meantime. Yeah, they lost around what? Oh, they lost quite a significant amount of troops into attrition. That's kind of crazy. Ooh, I get that now. Okay, and let's move in and take them to task. Now, we should win every battle, but that's a big if. Sometimes RNG can be very, very meticulous. And no, we got 35 defense. That is more than you would get with a tactical commander, by the way. That's why I said maybe go for a defensive strategist for this run instead of a tactical commander, because don't forget you have line infantry. And we already start off with 25 defense, and you would only get 30 defense with a tactical commander, but with a defensive strategist and all of the huge amount of bonuses, you can go all the way up to 38 defense. And we're just defending. That's all we're doing. We're not attacking yet until we have a major advantage over them. And by major advantage, I mean like all 5 of our troops are built. The moment all 5 troops are built, then we're going to go on the attack. And then we're going to take them to task. And they won't be able to do anything against us at that point. Especially since every single time they attack, we whittle them down more and more and more and more. Just don't get impatient, because watch. That huge 40% turns into a 20% really quickly. And you can actually lose those battles. You don't want to lose those battles. You want to draw them into more battles. You can actually break the army apart and do cheese. I'm not going to do cheese this run because you don't need cheese this run. You don't need it. You don't. It'll go down by itself. Eventually it'll go down to about 10%, and then once it gets to 10%, they'll attack again, and you'll smack them again. And like I said, you don't need cheese this run. All you need to do is hold the line. Keep holding the line until all 5 of your troops are built. I'm not even kidding. The only reason why you attacked them earlier on is because you'll whittle down their troops to absolutely nothing. And just keep going until they are absolutely nothing. Now you're probably going to have to cheese to draw them into a fight. And an easy way to do that is to go to this guy and disband him. Boom. And he'll be in the main army now. Now you can cheese and bring this down. Boom, 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 boom. We'll just take all 5. I guess we should take one of these guys so we don't have the penalty. And station, and now we should have them attacking again, and that was fast. Let's disband, bring them back, and just like that. Oh man, they're hooped. Did we lose that fight? No, we won that fight. I keep getting the flags mixed up. Oh my gosh. I hope I'm not offending anybody by mixing those flags up, but I think we can actually win now. What is this? How many troops you got? You got like 1,000 there, and you got 2,000, and we're sitting at 7,000. I guess now it's time we started attacking back. Should we rapid advance them? I don't think we need to. I don't want to deal with major casualties in this war. The more casualties you take in this war, the less you'll have to fight with Chile against later. And for now, I think we're going to win every fight. So, yeah, at this point, we're just going to stay in attack mode. And once we get to the split here at Santa Fe, we're only going to go for the Argentine Confederation main capital, which is Buenos Aires, I believe. And yeah, we won. This war is over. You see how easy that war is? Anybody can do that. It's, oh, whoops. Okay, hold up. Wait a minute. Hold up. Something ain't right. Okay, we're going to break these guys apart, and the majority of the warriors are going over here. We'll let you have 2. You can defend with 2, right? I hope you can, because if you can't, whatever, we don't care. We don't care. I'm sorry, we just don't. There we go, and the goal, now we're going to need rapid advance, get that started, and get this taken over as fast as humanly possible. The faster, the better. Boom, we won. Game over, they lose. Life is good sometimes, and now we can just go defense mode. And the reason why we want to go defense mode and not keep attacking is because we don't need to keep attacking. For us, the goal is to take the least amount of casualties as humanly possible. And yeah, that's it. That's all there is to it. Easy Katka, easy win. And now you know how to do that without even putting any effort in, and that is perfection. And I don't think I lost many troops at all. I lost 3,000 manpower in total, and they probably lost 12 or 13,000. Maybe I should have checked beforehand. But look at that, we got 13 armies now, and they're not full, but we got 13. That's pretty cool, and we could take on Chile, no problem now. My goodness, that was such an easy war that I don't even know anymore. Chile had no chance against us. I'm glad that was that super duper easy. We got a ridiculous amount of armies now. I think we're ready for Bolivia at this point, but I might have to do a little bit of economic work because look how bad we're doing here when it comes to the monetary front. Oh my, and we are all the way up on our taxes, and yowza. Can we balance things a little bit? I think we can, because look at those government wages. Ouchie. Okay, let's reduce the port size. First off, I think that's one that's costing us quite significantly. Yep. So there goes 2,000, or 1,000 anyway. And yeah, that's literally, that's all it takes. And the rest are the government administrations. I probably don't want to delete these for now. What we're going to do is we're going to build up our production and see if we can balance this budget before it becomes a hassle for us. We do have access to some iron. We do have access to a lot of tools. So hopefully that'll help us balance it out so we don't have to delete anything. But again, if you run into issues, if you're in a credit crunch, one of the best things you can do is just delete things that are costing you way too much. And unfortunately, those government administrations are costing us way too much. It's blasphemy to do this. It really is, but I might have to do it. For now, we're just gonna incorporate what we can. And at least until we're at the maximum point. Damn, we're not going to get everything. We're going to be in a -2. Shoot. Okay, so that is rough for us. We're definitely not deleting any of our troops, but the thing is, oh dearie me, that's getting a little scary. Okay, for now we're going to remove the mobilizations. See if that helps us balance the budget a tiny bit. It's not going to be much, but it's maybe just enough to put us in the positive. It wasn't. Okay, so we're still running into a tiny crunch here, but we're catching up, and that's the important thing. Maybe if we redo our taxes for our consumption taxes, we can get back into the positive. Let's see if I can pull it. Isn't a whole bunch I can work with. Obviously, grain isn't going to do it for us. I guess meat would be an obvious one, and clothes, and I guess wood, and furniture. Would I get more from this, or would I get more from, This is a tough call. I don't like making these calls, but it's got to be done. Something's got to be done. Let's see if I can balance it out this way. Nope. In fact, that probably made it worse. I guess, yeah, we got no choice. We got to lower the military wages. We got to do whatever we can to balance this budget, because this early in the game, this kind of credit can be devastating. It is a crunch at this point, but it is pretty much necessary to get what we need. Don't worry, though. We have a lot of gold, and eventually, once we start building up these gold mines and we get atmospheric engines in order, this balance crunch will be effectively nothing, and will be golden. And I just wanted to show you the amount of crunch that you have to put up with when you're, overextending in conquest. And yes, I definitely did overextend. And I'm going to continue to overextend because we have to go after Bolivia very shortly. We do not want them to confederate. If they confederate, we might run into a little bit of a trouble taking them out later. It's better to go for Bolivia early while they're still relatively weak, and you can even probably pull South Peru and North Peru into the war on your side rather than on Bolivia's side. And if that happens, Bolivia loses the war no matter what happens. It's nice when that happens, but yeah. 2 years in, we're already doing pretty well, and thank goodness we balanced that budget. I know a lot of people are thinking, oh, well, maybe he's going to show us the tricks to construction. No. I'm showing you tricks on how to keep afloat when you put yourself into a crunch period. I can even probably reduce the taxes and still manage to just barely break even on here. For now, we're going to keep the high taxes. I know it hurts our standard of living a tiny bit, but we got to get that balance started. And once we're slightly balanced, once we catch up a little bit, it will start catching up because we got all these taxes coming in very shortly, in fact. And in fact, let me unpause and I'll show you. It's going to go up on its own. I won't have to do anything. Even the bureaucracy is going to go up on its own because a lot of those buildings were not filled. And, oh, it's going down right now. Oh, no, I might be running into a crunch again. I hope not, but, yeah, there you go. That's effectively what you have to do, and you have to make sure that you stay afloat when you're low like this. Minor powers still have a major issue when it comes to the interest rate, and look at that, 415 bucks is a lot, for me, anyways, at least at the beginning here. Now, it is imperative that we keep this balanced budget going. I know it's ridiculous to be building up so much gold reserves, but we are going to be attacking Bolivia very, very shortly. We cannot let them confederate, and we need as much gold reserves as we can to... Hey, thank goodness! We got gold. We got the free trade started, thankfully, and that's perfect for us because now we can actually trade with people. We don't have to deal with all of these shortages. And let's fix our trade right now. I don't care what it costs at this point. I know our bureaucracy's still taking a hit, but and we don't really have many convoys to work with. That's a bit of an issue too. We are going to have to correct that. I don't need that at the moment. I do need coal though, so I guess we're going to have to get a little bit more coal going in here. Whatever it takes to get this balanced. Oh, I guess I'm going to have to use up some convoys. Yeah, okay, there. That's perfect for... Oh my, that hurts our authority quite a bit. Let's get rid of some of these taxes for now. We don't really need them anymore anyway. And boom, we're back in the balance. Perfect. End of the corn laws. Perfect. Okay, I think now we are actually quite ready to take on Bolivia because we can import all of the artillery we're going to need. We're going to be able to import all of the food that we'll need, all of the iron, all the coal. Perfect. Perfect. Well, it doesn't look like Bolivia has much of a shot against us. We pulled in North Peru, South Peru, and we are attacking from all fronts, and we are beating them on all fronts without even trying. I don't even think I'm going to need to take La Paz. They're going to take La Paz for me, and once they take La Paz for me, it's over. Bolivia has no chance in hell. And this is a quick war. Look at what we're taking from them. Look at everything. Oh my gosh, we are hampering them. I would have loved... Oh, and we already took La Paz. It's over. The war's over already. I barely even fought it. It's like a half a month war. Wow. Bolivia, you stood no chance. No chance in hell. Oh my gosh, what should I take now? Should I go for North Peru? Should I go for South Peru? No, I can't go for South Peru because I think I got a truce with them. Yeah, I do. I got a truce with you too, though. Damn. Okay, well, that's unfortunate. Maybe I'll go for the Uruguay. We'll figure it out. Maybe Ecuador. There's a lot of options, though. Well, our budget is balanced. Everything is looking good. We have a really strong army. We're almost as strong as Brazil, believe it or not, mostly because of our lovely recruits, our conscripts. As for conquest, let's take on Uruguay. It doesn't look like anybody's going to be jumping in for them, which is good for me because now I can just break apart and use a very small army to take them out because no point in using everybody. You want 2 dragoons, you can have these guys done. And that's it. That's all I need. In fact, shoot, maybe I could just navally invade them and end the war right away. I think I'll do that, actually. Okay. I'm not very smart, if you couldn't figure it out. I will have to use more of my armies, but you know what? Whatever. That's fine now. Station you... Oh, you're far south as you can go. Okay, that's fine. Anybody jumping into the war? Nobody looking like they're jumping into this war. France might, but no, I don't think they will. And should be a nice super duper quick war. I'm going to show you a little bit of cheese because I love cheese. And I know a lot of you hate cheese, but I love cheese. Delicious cheese is good for you. It's Gouda. Alright. Do I need you fully mobilized? No, I don't. Look at that, 21 conscripts. Beautiful. Our money's doing pretty good. Maybe I can start working on constructions after this. I think I'll do that, actually. For now, though, let's just win this war real quick. And the backdoor cheese, the naval spam cheese. Look at that. The war ended in a half a month. Not even a month. I don't even think it was. And then we get another 2 troops, and we're even more powerful than we were before. Dang, we're scary. And we got money. We got so much money. Even if we don't have the bureaucracy, we got the money. We got so much money. In fact, I think I can fix the bureaucracy problem very quickly just by importing some paper. And, you know, I guess we can reduce the ports, though, so I can get a little more money. I like the money, but I can fix the iron frame buildings here. And do I want to go all the way? How much is that going to cost me? Maybe we'll go building by building. I think we'll go building by building. I don't want to go into debt for this sake. There we go. I can go for 3, and it'll cost me 27 paper. Can I import that much? Yes, I can. Not bad at all. Okay. And just like that, we're back in the positive, and we could probably even bring in... Oh, cancel you, and... Can I see the overview? Thank you. Hey, we can incorporate. Did I incorporate these states? No, I did not. Oh, dear. That's not good. I know I said that there would be no border gore, but please give me a small amount of forgiveness. I can't help the colonization border gore. That is something that it cannot be helped. So I'm ignoring all colonization-based border gore. If I get border gore because of colonization, it's not my fault, so I'm not accepting it. Everything else, though, must be connected, and it must look relatively nice as a result. I guess I probably should have taken Potosi instead of Santa Cruz and Mato Grosso, but I wanted to unite Mato Grosso as much as possible. Again, trying to prevent border gore. I will eventually fix this, so don't you worry about this weird little juding out here. This salient, I don't know why there's a salient here, but I guess there's a reason for it. It's weird, but we'll fix it. I promise. Well, it is very annoying that they actually did confederate, but at least they didn't get North Peru. And look at that. They're flipping weak. Did I just get professional army and I didn't even notice? Yes, I did. I just didn't even pay attention. I'm an idiot. I can't help it. But what was I saying? Oh, yeah. They're small. They're weak. They're pathetic. And you know what? I don't think we have a truce with them for much longer, do we? 25 months. In 25 months, Bolivia is going to disappear. I think I could take all of this. I'm going to try to anyways. Hey, that's good, because now I don't have to attack South Peru on top of taking on Bolivia. And I think Quicha won't be hidden between like the borders of North Peru and South Peru, which would mean I would have to do a third war against Bolivia. So this actually worked into my favor. This is a good thing. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Just serving as a reminder that yes, I am in fact going for the base cheese. Gotta take Gaza, gotta take Transvaal, Aranya. We're going for Aranya next, and boom, conquering. I'm not going to show you the whole war because it's an absolute waste of time at that point. But yes, we are going for Aranya, and we're going for it because they don't have it yet, and it is a detriment to me having it because it hurts my my trade ports, forcing port connections. But for later, it is a huge bonus because Aranya gets like 15 gold and Transvaal gets like 15 gold, and it does help over time. It's a short-term loss for a long-term gain. A lot of people call it cheese. I don't. It's just conquest. I mean, you conquer for resources as part of the dang game. And this is an imperialistic game, and that's just how imperialism works. And we are the bad guys, I'd like to remind you. We will be going for very bad laws like militarized police force and outlawed dissent, and already we're at 0% outlawed dissent. That's crap. This is going to be the hardest law I've ever passed, and I'm not kidding about that. You literally have to go full fascist just to get outlawed dissent late in the game. I don't know any other way to do it. I don't think you could do it going communist. I don't think you could do it going vanguard. It's weird. You pretty much have to go fascist to get that. And because of that, we're going to be the bad guys. El Presidente is not a good guy. He does not wish to be a good guy. He is, in fact, a very bad guy. At this point, does it even count as cheese if you do boat spam against it? I mean, I think I got their capital now. Yeah, I think we got the capital. Is this the capital still? Yeah, it is. Okay, La Paz is the capital. They lose this war. We just need to hold the capital long enough. And they're not going to be able to take the capital by taking this front. I don't think so anyways. They'll probably push up for Ica. But, I think we won this war, and Bolivia will disappear forever. Well, it's unfortunate, but, I mean, you're now part of the Paraguay Empire. So, you do have a purpose after all. You are our brothers now. That is all there is to it. And we shall take over the world together, or at the very least South America. I don't think I'm going to go for world conquest ever again. I hate doing that so much. But yes, we will definitely be taking South America, even though it's such a pain to get Venezuela and these stupid 3 right here. Hopefully we can get this done and dealt with before, like, the USA gets involved. But, Yeah, because sometimes when you take over Chile and Argentina, USA will colonize down here, and it's a pain to get rid of them sometimes. Although I'd rather deal with USA than say like France. Oh gosh, if it's France, then I'm gonna be really upset. I'll take USA or Britain any day. If it's France, I'm. What's going on up here? Oh my God, USA! What are you doing? That's terrifying. This is a beefy USA. Oh no. I guess I got a rival for the rest of the game at this point, because USA is scary. They already got California. Oh my gosh, it hasn't even been 20 years and they got California already. Oh no, they're gonna conquer all of Mexico. Oh no, oh no, oh no.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
My goodness, we have been on a conquest spree. It's not even been 30 years and we are owning pretty much half of South America. Ecuador loses, North Peru loses, everybody loses, Bolivia loses, Argentina, Chile, Uruguay. Oh my goodness, we are scary big, and I still haven't done any major economic work. Everybody keeps screaming at me, why aren't you focusing on the economy? Economy. Oh my gosh, it's because I don't really care about economy. I care about thumbnails. I want to make a unified South America, and if all you do is focus on economy, it's way harder later on because all the great powers get involved in every war and it becomes a slog. Maybe I should have gone for Brazil early on, because now they're going to be a bit of a slog too, and they're going to cost a lot of money or a lot of infamy to take their land. But at least I got the minor annoyances out of the way. Bolivia is actually a very major annoyance if you ignore them. If you go for Brazil first, then Bolivia becomes the pain in the butt. Because if they can fully confederate and you don't take them out early on, shoot, they become almost as strong as Brazil. And almost as costly to take each one of their places too. Like La Paz will be like 30. And although right now I'm thinking that Rio de Janeiro is going to be 30 just to take. So oof, doesn't matter what I do at this point. I'm pretty hooped when it comes down to that. As for economy work, I mean, what is there to say? Just watch a basic guide. Like, come on, guys. It's not difficult. I just look at what you have to work on and build it. That's all there is to it. Make sure you're building in areas that have high base attraction, have a decent amount of population, have a decent amount of job seekers and peasants. If you have a lot of peasants, it's really not hard. Just build a lot of farms. The more farms you put out, the less peasants you're going to have, and that's probably what I'm going to do for this play. Is I'm just going to build a bunch of rice farms in La Paz to get rid of as many of those peasants as I can. But you also want a lot of peasants over time, because they turn into your workforce over time. And oh, it's such a weird balancing act. What I do is I don't even focus on migration. I mean, we have, 10 million population? But if you're allowing cheese, I mean, Ching is right here, guys. It just... We're strong enough, we could probably take a chunk out of Qing, just no problem. Just ally up with Britain or Russia and smack Qing, take Beijing, and maybe take Shaanxi and Hebei, and you're going to be even more population, and then at that point, you're going to be focusing between two major metropolitan areas. I guess La Paz is going to be our metropolitan area, Bajo Paraguay is going to be our major metropolitan area, and eventually, I'm willing to bet money that I'm going to go for Beijing later on, because I'm allowing full cheese this playthrough. Yeah, again, I'll go slow this time. If you have a lot of peasants, build lots of farms to get those peasants out of their peasantry. If you do not have a lot of peasants, like say Bajo Paraguay, use that as your major metropolitan area and then build the things that are not construction based. And the reason why I say that is because if you don't plan on making it a major construction hub, don't bother building your major construction things here, like tools, or eventually steel or glass or explosives. What you're going to want to do is you want to put in your major construction hubs, and usually you're going to want coal mines, iron mines, and logging camps in your construction hubs, so that it's way cheaper for them to make steel and you don't run into steel issues later on when it comes to the coal mines. And yeah, in what I'm going to do for Ecuador is I'm going to turn this into my major construction hub. I was using Santiago earlier, but I'm obviously not doing that anymore because I have Ecuador. Ecuador's way better at it, and they have a decent amount of peasants, so I'm probably going to have to put in some farms to pull them out. Actually, I might not even need to do that because the job seekers are already so low that, yeah, we're going to be able to pull them out. And the reason why you want to pull the peasants out while you're doing economy work is because peasants don't really use a whole lot of resources, and they don't use a whole lot of goods. We want them to use goods so that there's a bigger demand for goods, and the more demand for goods, the more you can build, and the more that you can build, the more money you make over time, and the more money you make over time, the bigger, stronger your army gets, and it's just a perfect cycle. So get those peasants out super duper early. I like to just do farms. Farms are by far the quickest way to get those peasants out, and if you don't have a lot of peasants, if you don't have a lot of peasants, but you have a major metropolitan area that's getting migration without you having to use greener grass, use that as your main source for, I guess, like putting your textile mills here if you're not spreading them around, paper mills if you're not spreading them around, furniture if you're not spreading around, fertilizer if you're not spreading around. You can put your major arms industry here as well. Anything that's not construction related. If it's construction related, put it in a construction state like Ecuador that has lots and lots of iron, lots and lots of coal, lots and lots of logging camps. And again, this is where you're going to want to put your steel, your glass, your explosives, your tools eventually, all of that stuff. And just keep building up on it until it gets to a point where you're pretty dang beefy. And we're already pretty dang beefy because we just keep conquering and conquering really strong countries, to be honest. Bolivia is not a weak country. Ecuador is not a weak country. It's actually very economically powerful. And we gained quite a lot just from doing that. So you shouldn't neglect your conquest. You want to make sure that you're always draining infamy. Always draining infamy. If you hit 0 infamy, you're doing it wrong. It's the same as if you're a major power, if you're a great power, and you're not in the minus, you're doing it wrong. Now, you can have gold reserves. Believe me, if you're a conquest-heavy gameplay and you don't have gold reserves, I personally think you're doing it wrong because it's really, really easy to get into a bankruptcy spiral while you're at war and you pull in, 400,000 troops from conscripts, and all of a sudden you're minus 2 million on your money, and oh crap, you got no gold reserves, and you're already, 100 million out of 200 million? Yeah, you're going broke. And once you go bankrupt, that's a big problem if you're in the middle of a war. It's not much of a problem if you're not in a war. I personally think it's actually relatively easy if you're not in a war. But if you're in the middle of a major, major war and you go bankrupt, you're not loving life. You're probably hating life at that point. And yeah, that's why I like to have a little bit of gold reserve. And you know what? You're probably going to run into gold reserves anyways, even if you do have a major malice on your money. If you go laissez-faire when you're over 50 million, they're going to take forever to use up all of the investment pool to buy all of the buildings. In fact, I find it almost impossible for them to ever catch up at that point. So they're always going to be buying more and more and more, and it's going to keep pushing your gold reserves up more and more and more. Even when you're at minus 1 million per tick. It gets crazy at the end game if you're doing it correctly. And yeah, you won't be able to run a deficit at that point. And if you don't run a deficit at that point, the investment pool will never truly catch up. But they will still be very, very beefy. They'll be 500,000, 600,000, 800,000, even up to 1 million in investment pool per tick. That's really beefy, but like I said, they're constantly buying the stuff that you're going to be building, and it's going to be like you're on interventionalism, except they have the plus 25% capitalist bonus, which is flipping amazing, and I actually prefer doing that to them having full control over what's being built. So it's kind of a good spiral to run into. I know a lot of people are, no, you must always be in deficit. I don't agree. I just don't. You don't always need to be in deficit, especially if the reason why you're not going into a deficit is if you're running minus 1 million and you still got gold reserves, it's because your investment pool is buying it up. And it's a weird cycle, but it does happen sometimes, especially if you play properly. At least that's what I think, because then you have control. And control is a good thing. Now, that's enough of this tangent. Let's get back to the game. I did tell you guys, I told you 120 million times that I'm going for Beijing, and look at that. We have no chance of losing at this point. We got Beijing. They're not going to be able to take it back in time. It's only minus 12. They have no shot. And this is perfect for what I need because I want population. This is not bad border gore. I don't care what anybody says. This is actually fairly uniform. I kind of like it as long as it's all put together. And then we can take Shandong. And after we take Shandong, it's going to be even more beautiful. And we will not be able to take Shaanxi right away. We might have to take Inner Mongolia to make Shaanxi look pretty decent as part of the grouping. But we forced them to break apart UA, and Qing is now much, much weaker. They did have 420 battalions. Now they're down to 329. That's unfortunate for them. But that's very good for us, because now we have Beijing. And we don't have enough bureaucracy for it, but I think I'm going to take the penalty up front, and we're just going to build up the taxation capacity. Now, a lot of people hate doing taxation capacity. I don't. And the reason why is because as long as the wages don't get out of control, it doesn't hurt that badly. You're going to want to make Beijing... I'm not going to tell you to do it for Hebei if you're not going to use it as a major metropolitan area. If you're not going to build a bunch of stuff here, it's actually good for a secondary construction hub. But Beijing is definitely going to be a construction hub. 100% a construction hub. And because it's going to be a construction hub, you're going to want to be able to get that taxation collection up to 0%. You don't want any malices on their taxation capacity, and you're going to want to build a bajillion farms here. In fact, I might just do that right now. Again, get those peasants out. The more peasants you pull into job seekers, the better you're going to be, because you're going to be able to get higher demand. And higher demand means you can build more in your metropolitan areas, and the more you build in your metropolitan areas, the better your economy gets. It's just basic cycling. And that's just the basis of my economies. And people always wonder, well, how do you keep your economy afloat, especially when you got so many ridiculous radicals and you're looking at malices in all of the areas that you conquered? Well, I mean, number one, got to get dedicated police force, obviously, and you got to actually incorporate everything that you take. If you don't incorporate it, you're going to get that turmoil issues. And yeah, when you mix dedicated police force with violent suppression on your major metropolitan areas, you're getting what, like almost 0% malices. And you don't care if the other ones are like a major mouse. Like, you're not really building there anyways. It sucks when your investment pool builds there, but for your major construction hub, like, look at that. We're already minus 74%, and we're not even completely done with all of the law enforcement laws yet. And you can get to 0% in your major metropolitan hubs. So even if Beijing has like 50% radical population turmoil, it doesn't matter. You're going to have 0% by the time that it's properly incorporated, and that's how you manage your economy. You just make sure that it's in the major metropolitan hubs that you plan to use. For the ones that you don't plan to use, the ones that you're just pretty much taking for the sake of having them migrate to other areas, I mean, you don't really have to even incorporate them. In fact, it's probably against, depends on your colonization law, but it might be against your interest to actually incorporate them. I might not incorporate Hebei, because it's way too costly to incorporate it, but you must incorporate Beijing. You want Beijing incorporated because it's such a good state for construction that you are going to use it. I'm going to definitely use Beijing. I mean, the amount of population that you can work with, you can turn Beijing into your number one hub at this point, and you can use it not only as a metropolitan hub for all of the motor industries and textiles and paper mills. You can use it as your construction hub for glassworks, and you won't run into any issues with people working the jobs. And that's what I tend to do. That's why I love Beijing so much. Beijing is my number one. If I can conquer Beijing, I always conquer Beijing. I would rather take Beijing than Gaza. That's how much I love Beijing. Beijing is my number one favorite state in the game. It's not the best. Shaanxi is probably way better, but it is way better. I know for a fact it's way better, but it's harder to get. And I mean, I probably could have if I wasn't worried about border gore, but again, because I'm worried about border gore, I went for Hebei, and I'm going to probably go for Shandong before I go for Shaanxi. And yeah, I love Beijing. Just telling you. It is a little frustrating that we got pulled into this war, but I think we can win this war. I don't even think I need to help them. I'm just going to sit on the sidelines and let them do all of the fighting. I don't think France is joining. Yeah, France doesn't join. I get an alliance. Ooh. Because I decided to join in with your little goofy war against Russia. Because, you kind of use an obligation against me. But, oh, and Russia backed down. So I got rid of the obligation for free. I didn't even have to go to war with Russia. That's perfect. That is absolutely gold. And I'm very happy about that. It gives me a chance to keep working on my construction sectors. Again, what you can do for the construction sectors is just build one at a time until the... we're already in the minus in the investment pool, so I'm not going to build right now. We're going to let that just run by itself for a little bit. And it's looking like we've run out of peasants here. I thought we were... Oh no, we're gonna have to put a greener grass down here. Okay, hold up. Wait a minute. Okay. Put the greener grass down there, and now we should get, because this is one of our major construction hubs, we need them to have migration. Like, I don't know why their migration is so bad. I guess it's because the turmoil is so high. Okay, if that's the case, I'm gonna have to take off something. Let's take away from Santiago. And we'll put it up here and put a violent suppression down. That should remove the malice. Good. And now we're back up into the positive and Ecuador can grow again. And once our investment pool is back in the positive, we'll start building more construction sectors here in Ecuador. Again, we want Ecuador to be either our main or our secondary construction hub. Obviously, Beijing is going to be one of the construction hubs. I guess we'll just put back... law enforcement after the fact. It does hurt us a little bit, but I would rather that than take the malices for my migration, because I'm pretty sure that if I took another hit on my intelligentsia, I would lose more migration, and I would prefer to keep the migration flowing because Ecuador really needs it, and I don't want them to fail out. I could delete some of these buildings. Actually, no, I can't. They're not my buildings. These ones are, but I want to keep those ones. Everything else, though, is not really mine. The only thing I could probably delete is like government administration, and that's about it. Are we balanced here for investment pool? No, we're not. And you're probably noticing I'm not building anything. I'm relying entirely on the investment pool. When you're this early into the game, 30, 40 years into the game, one of the best things you can do is just let the investment pool do all the work, especially when they have a ridiculous amount of money like that. I don't know how they got so big like that, but Jesus, Murphy, I probably should have been doing this 10 years ago, not even now, but like 20 years into the game after I conquered Bolivia, I should have been doing this. I guess I'm a little late to the party, but I am capable of going into debt if I really need to. I don't want to yet because I'm not a great power yet. I like waiting until I'm a great power before I go into major debt, because it can hurt. It's not going to hurt me right now, but I mean, it could hurt, especially since I like to war so much and I don't want to go bankrupt in the middle of a war. That's a bit of a sticky wicket when that happens. In the meantime, though, what should I do? Maybe I should go for a new law. Should go for Brazil. I might go for Brazil, and I should probably figure out which law I want. I bet you they're regretting all of those comments in the YouTube section saying, "Come to Brazil! Come to Brazil!" Well, I came to Brazil. I saw Brazil, and I am conquering Brazil. Ooh. Well, that's going to hurt the rubber industry. Ooh, what's happening here? Where did my other general go? Oh, I got some decent ones here. Whoa, I got no bureaucracy. Where did my bureaucracy go? Everything happening all at once. I got money, though. I got money. And did they balance out here on the investment? No, they haven't. Dang it, so I can't really... Well, I guess I can build, but I would have to maintain one at the entire time. Otherwise, the investment... I guess I can afford to waste a little bit of the investment pool here. For now, let's just finish off Brazil, and then we'll figure it out. We definitely have to fix that bureaucracy, though. Okay, I guess I'll take Hubei after all. Oh, that might be wise, because I got no infrastructure coming in here. And we do need to build some more here in Beijing. I want it balanced out, because I think Beijing's almost fully incorporated by this point. It's getting there. It's over half. Okay, over half. And we need a new port. Dang it. Everything's happening all at once, and Spain lost. Haha, go away. And Brazil! I came to Brazil! Are you happy now? I came to Brazil, and it belongs to me now. I probably should have taken Rio de Janeiro, but I didn't want the border gore, because people don't like border gore. So I kept it nice and uniform and very pretty, and look at that, Mato Grosso's unified, fully unified. I don't care about the state, but it looks pretty. Pay no attention to this nightmare. Like, seriously, I'm very upset that this happened, but at this point, it's pretty much routine for us to be attacking Qing. I do want to go for 1 billion GDP this run, and one of the fastest and easiest ways to get 1 billion is to just get a very decent... Oh, another one of these? Jesus, they keep doing this to me. I get to 4 and then they force me down, and I can't even fix it because my bureaucracy's still messed up. Ah! That hurts. That does hurt, actually. Maybe I should have taken the other one. That was a mistake on my part. But hey, at least our budget is balanced. Oh my god, it's way too balanced. And we are almost a great power. I gotta start doing something about the deficit spending. I know the investment pool is taking a hit here, so I have to start doing something. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna start building in Beijing. I can afford it now. Yeah, let's do some major building in Beijing. Get some more of these wheat farms out. Just whatever it takes. Even if I have to cancel them later, doesn't matter. Yeah, so we're gonna get a lot more population. I think they're migrating now. I hope they're migrating. Nope, they're not migrating yet. These guys are. That's good. But yes, the more they migrate, the better. They're going to the wrong place. They're going to Wirstatten. Freistadt, sorry, Freistadt. I don't know why I keep saying Wirstatten. It's because I'm thinking German and not Dutch. Even then, I think it's Freistadt if it's German. Whatever. I'm bad at pronouncing things. But look at that. It's still not Border. In fact, I think it's less Border than it was before. It's actually kind of pretty looking now, isn't it? Gorgeous, in fact. Absolutely gorgeous. And the Yunnan's broken apart. Manchuria's broken apart. And Great Qing is super duper weak. They went from 300 to 150. They are going to be easy pickings for us from now on because we are very, very, very strong now. 71 armies. It's only been 40 years and we are a very, very big force to contend with. Look at all that we have. Gorgeous. Ooh, but the United States, though. Mexico, are you okay? you're looking a little broken up. Hey, that's not my border gore. You can't blame me for this border gore, but the Mayans are broken free, and Mexico's looking like they had better days, and oh my goodness, this game sometimes, I'm telling you. Oh, Persia's looking beefy. Persia's never beefy. What happened? Ooh, I kind of want to make them a protectorate now, just because how beefy they are. Think of all the opium. And that's kind of the reason why I broke Yunnan apart, because I want to make them into a protectorate so I can get lots and lots of opium. I love the opium. Look at all the opium they have. Opium. I don't know, man. At this point, it's become a guarantee. Brazil has not enough battalions to stand up to us. We didn't even need to draw in anybody into this war, and they handedly lost. We are terrifyingly powerful. We got shrapnel artillery, and they do not. And since they don't have shrapnel artillery, they had no hope against us. Believe me, once you get shrapnel artillery, go to war with everybody. If they have not caught up to you, if they do not already have shrapnel artillery, you will beat them 99% of the time, unless they have like a major amount of troops ahead of you. But that's rare. Get rid of those lancers. I don't want them. And we're going to delete and put you in with the main army. And look at Brazil now. So tiny. So tiny. It's a tiny Brazil. They got only 20 battalions. Maybe I should go for New Granada now. We'll think about it. I'm thinking about going for Qing again because I want more population. I would like to be around, at the end of the game, around 200 million population. And I should be guaranteed a billion no matter what I do at that point. It's relatively easy to get to 5 GDP per capita. Whereas without 200 million, you're going to need 6 or even more. And that is not as easy. There's too many caps out there to prevent you from getting to that point. Yeah, there we go. I think we're gonna do a little bit more war. Every one of my playthroughs turns into a war playthrough. But I will show you a little bit of the base construction I'm working on. Obviously, Ecuador is one of our major hubs. And oh my goodness, is it ever turning into a major hub? It is drawing in so much migration. And because of that, we've been able to build up here. I'm slowly getting the steel mills in there. I'm going to start putting some glassworks in there for them so that they have that as well. We want to make sure that the price for glassworks in their local hub is lower than the base market. And the best way to do that, obviously, is to just build it there. And we have not enough population yet, but it looks like they will have enough population very shortly. For Beijing, Beijing's my number one hub now. There's no way around it. They just had so much population that I actually managed to use up 2 million already. That's how much I've been putting into Beijing. Beijing has been number one for me, and they still got a good migration going on for some reason. They're taking it from Shandong and Hebei, which I did eventually incorporate, mind you. They are incorporated now, I think. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they're pretty much all getting incorporated, but yeah. I did eventually decide to do it, and the reason why is because of the poll taxes, and I mean, you kind of want the poll tax until you go into graduated taxation. And I am going to turn these into metropolitan areas now. I was going to turn like Santiago into a metropolitan area, but I keep running into frickin' population issues. And even the moment I take greener pastures off there, they turn into a negative migration. I might turn Rio de Janeiro into a migration hub, or sorry, a metropolitan hub, but at this point, I don't even think I need to, because I still have Bajo Paraguay, which is doing really, really, really good. I'm very happy with how much it's growing. I don't have any, I don't think I have any greener pastures down on any, or greener grass anywhere on anybody, and this is just natural migration for them now. So those are my major metropolitan hubs here in South America, and obviously, pretty much every Chinese state is going to become a major metropolitan hub, just so I can get these peasants out. I've been doing a good job getting those peasants out, though. Every time not for this country yet. I thought I did with Shandong already. I must have deleted them. But yeah, get farms out there and then pull those peasants out. And the more you do that, the more you'll get some that do eventually migrate. The more that they'll join other jobs, because it doesn't look like I got enough jobs, workers here for the glassworks. Even though they are making money, which is kind of stupid, but yeah, we'll get them in there. That's what the wheat farms are for. Honestly, at this point, I'm almost starting to feel bad for Qing, the way I just keep beating up on them. Hey, workers' protections, not bad at all. That puts me in a good mood. What else should I learn for my laws? I don't really need anything. Guess we can go for graduated tax, or proportional taxation, not graduated. There's a lot to choose from. I can't leave professional army because of my rule, and I'm not good enough to get militarized police force yet because I don't have mass surveillance, and I'm going to have to go for mass propaganda too because we're still 0 on outlaw dissent. Do I have any fascists yet? Let me check the agitators before I continue on. I want to make sure I have at least the fascists to work with. We got to become the bad guys, otherwise El Presidente can't fulfill his promises to get outlaw dissent. And that is one of the... And I don't have any fascists here. I got none. Yeah, I might not see them until I get mass propaganda at this point. I think you need political agitation to get them as agitators. And once you get them as agitators, then you can start putting them into power. And once you get them into power, then maybe, just maybe, you can get outlaw dissent. This is really one of the hardest laws to pass. I'm not even kidding. It's such a garbage law that you don't ever even pay attention to it, because protected speech is just better. I'm sorry. In every way, protected speech is just better. 100 authority, seriously, that's all you get, and a bunch of bullshit suppression. Like, by this point, you don't need suppression. And the technology spread loss is horrid. For 100 authority, it's bad. If I wasn't doing this for a challenge, I would never take this. This is just awful stuff. It's awful. Go for right of assembly. Go for protected speech. I'm telling you. I guess I should finish this war in the meantime. I keep going off on tangents today. I think it's because I'm sleep deprived. If you don't know, I've been working 27 hours in the last 2 days, and my brain is starting to break. I can't help it. Real life gets in the way, but that's just how it goes sometimes. You gotta do what you gotta do. But hey, we're getting those peasants down, and look at Paraguay now. Look how beefy this looks. It actually looks kind of nice. That's not border gore. This is not my fault because of the way the states are set up. If I would have taken this state Xi'an, it would have looked really, really ugly. And I think what I'll have to do is I'll have to take these states to keep the theme going of it looking relatively nice. Yeah, but it does look nice, and I think I might have just enough to incorporate these 2 states. I do not have enough to incorporate Shaanxi, and I do want to incorporate Shaanxi, as do I want Urga and Inner Mongolia, because, again, I can turn all of these into secondary or tertiary construction sector areas, and those are nice to have, because we're getting to the point where we're going to need as much construction sector room as we can, but I still want to play the mappy game, because I like having cheap construction. Cheap construction is a good thing. How big is my construction sector here? We're already maxed out here. Not bad. We need more wheat farms. Get those peasants out. But, I mean, it doesn't matter how many peasants I pull out, because usually the migration gets ridiculous on Beijing. Generally, it depends on the other states that are Chinese, though, because they're the only ones that are migrating to Beijing. Everywhere else is doing really fantastic when it comes to migration, especially Ecuador, because they get all of the mass migration events. And yeah, 170k job seekers, despite the fact that they have a ridiculous amount of jobs. They're maxed out on construction too. That's why I had to go for these construction sectors areas. I need secondary construction sectors. Inner Mongolia is not the best. They don't really have coal, but Urga does, and yeah, they got a decent amount of people living here already too. Same with Shaanxi. Oh my god, the best construction sector in the world, in the game probably. I've been building a little more in Transvaal and Vrystaat. I can't pronounce these things. I'm sorry, guys. I really can't. But yeah, I've been doing a lot more here, and I don't have to worry about peasants for these ones because they drew them all out for me. And that's good because we've been using these as our secondaries, but again, I would like more secondaries over in South America so I don't have to rely so much on my port connections. So I might use Minas Gerais as a secondary, even though it's not the best. It's just something I'm going to have to deal with. Something to contend with, anyway.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
I don't even know anymore. At this point, I don't even need to show you guys the war. I'm just going to show you the end result. Brazil is now our protectorate. I'm probably going to make New Granada a protectorate. I'm going to try for Venezuela as a protectorate. Yeah, we'll figure out what to do with the British Republic very shortly. We only got less than 30 years at this point. 25 years or 27 years. Yeah, 27 years. I can't count. Okay, but yeah, we've been doing very well getting those peasants out as much as possible, but they keep coming back because of migration. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to build even more wheat farms. I know I deleted them before, but yeah, you know what? Let's delete them again. I don't want them actually. We'll deal with it eventually. We will, I promise. It's just we got so much else to build, and especially since Shaanxi is getting incorporated. And now that it's being incorporated, we can turn it into a major construction hub, which is what we're doing here. Same with Inner Mongolia, it's turning into a major construction hub, and Urga. And those are going to be our, I guess at this point, they're tertiary construction hubs. Because technically, Beijing is supposed to be my secondary, and Ecuador is supposed to be my primary, but now that they're pretty much maxed out, and they're already in negative 10% for the materials, yeah, I just got to spread it out. Another thing that you can do when you run out of a position is to just spread it out everywhere. Because, I mean, you're going to want to spread it out everywhere eventually, especially if you're playing a multiplayer game because you don't want it all in one place. But you can just spread it out everywhere by using the construction interaction screen and you know, make sure that everyone has at least one. And then you get a little bit of construction bonus on all of the privatization stuff that's going out, especially if you're laissez-faire. It's an idea, anyhow. Mostly when I'm building on my own, I don't really force, you know, anything that is metropolitan. Like, I'm not going to put, you know, textile mills into my queue. I'm not going to put furniture manufacturers into my queue. I'm mostly going to focus on infrastructure more than anything, because if you let the private sector do it, well, that took forever to load. But if you let the private sector do it, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. And yeah, especially late in the game, one of the best things to do is just burn a lot of your construction and keep your steel and glass factories working at full capacity just by building as much infrastructure as you can. You will run into infrastructure issues eventually, especially if you're building around 2,000 construction at this point. I know a lot of really good players, they go to like 5,000 construction at this point, and when they do that, they're always building railroads just to maintain the amount of infrastructure they're going to need to keep the investment pool flowing, to keep the investment pool humming along and building whatever they can. Because once you run into infrastructure problems at this point, you're going to eventually run into a downward spiral of people leaving the manufactories. And if it's in one of your major construction hubs, it happens to, you end up with major malices on your money, because the price of goods goes just absolutely skyrockets. But the construction guys never really leave, even when the infrastructure is really bad. So yeah, it can turn into a death spiral if you're not careful. So always be building infrastructure, always be building power plants. You don't really want to rely on the private sector to build your power plants. Do it yourself. Anytime you see a positive earnings on there, just build it. Even if it's only like 0.0, you want them to always be in the negative, because positive means that there's a requirement for some, and you should always be changing your construction to require at least a tiny bit. So just hit electrical street lamps and then exempt the ones that don't.
And in fact, once you're really, really good with the construction, you don't even have to exempt. You could hit switch all, and by doing that alone, the demand for power goes up to the point where you can then go into the power plant screen, and then just build mass amounts all at once, and that's a great way to do things. Honestly, there really isn't much for me. What the pause? Did I pause? Yeah, I paused. What the? What? I got expelled? They kicked me the fuck out. It's because I'm dangerously close to beating them in prestige, and they don't want to lose their flippin' block. Now I'm gonna have to make my own damn block because nobody's gonna let me join their block now. I'm too freaking powerful. I'm gonna be minus 300 everywhere. Oh, you son of a bitch. Whatever. I'm making my own stupid league. I'm not doing it right now. I'll do it in a minute. But I can't believe they kicked me out. That's. I don't think I've ever had that happen before. That's bloody insanity. We're friends still, aren't we? What the? I don't get it. They kicked me the. Oh my, oh my, oh me, oh my. I don't think there's any chance for you to come back from this one, the United States. You shouldn't have gotten involved. You still lost. New Granada is still my protectorate, and there is nothing you can do to stop me. And look at what happened. I liberated Mexico. I cannot pronounce that. Anahuac. Texas is free. Yeah, there's border guard up here, but that's not my problem. That's not my country. My country's looking very pretty. My country's sexy, sexy, sexy. Whereas theirs is blah, 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 gross. And yeah, mine's very, very sexy. Yeah, I guess I should probably go for Yunnan and UA, make them protectorates as well, especially Yunnan, because I want that opium. I'm thinking about going for Persia at this point, because yeah, I would like some opium, please. I should probably start working on my construction sectors again. That's something I should definitely be building on. Let's get to Shaanxi, and oh, you're maxed out. We'll do Inner Mongolia, get 5 more built in here, because, jeez, I can't believe how much investment pool they have now. They're over 1 million. There's no way around it. That's just crazy, crazy. And they just keep buying more buildings off of me, privatizing all these dang buildings, and my gold reserves are just not going down no matter how hard I try. I have been building construction sectors like crazy, and I still cannot go into a deficit. I'm trying. I'm really, really trying, but it's just it's so balanced. It can't help it. Oh, Ching, oh, Ching. I'm very glad you tried to draw in the Netherlands, because now I have Guyana. I'm going to have to take it from the French eventually. What the fuck happened here? Venezuela's looking pretty rough now. I'm going to have to attack Britain now, because I got to take that from them. That's a lot of land I'm going to have to take now. Shoot, I might not be able to do that in a single war, but at least Qing is going down again, and I'm going to take a big old chunk of Qing. Hopefully that gets me to 200 million population. If it doesn't, I'll have to attack Qing again. But that's okay. I'll just keep smacking Qing around. It's always fun to do. I like to do it in every game, but at least I'm making it pretty. Isn't it pretty? I mean, I am making Qing look really, really pathetic. Qing, you definitely had better days, but yeah, we're 200 million now, so that's pretty much where I want to be. I guess I'm not going to attack Qing again. If I do attack Qing again, I'm probably going to turn them into a protectorate instead, and then I'll use them as a protector to attack Yunnan and UA. And maybe Siam, or oh, no, Siam. Okay, they're in a war, and they're against Bengal, and Bengal's probably going to take them from me. Shoot. I guess there's no point in me taking Siam, but whatever. Now, what kind of construction should I be working on? Shaanxi is still maxed out, I think, right? Yeah, it is. I'm going to have to start spreading it around at this point. I think I've run out of hubs. Okay, let's go into construction sector, and boom. Which one's cheap? We'll do the cheap ones first. Normally I like to spread it around, but I'm going for the cheapies. Cheap, because I'm a cheap boy. I'm a cheapo. Can't help it. Yeah, we're minus 400,000 on deficit spending, and we're still way above on our gold reserves. That's how much money that the investment pool is buying off of me every single tick. It's bloody crazy. I can't keep up with it. I'm trying so hard, and I still can't deficit spend. I'm just going to have to keep working at it. I think it's because I'm keeping my subsidies down, because every now and then I go in and I make sure that the transportation sector is doing okay. This is something you're going to want to do. Make sure that the transportation is not in the green, because if it's in the green, you're going to end up spending way, way, way more than you should for the railways. You'll notice here that the subsidy will reduce from 4,000 to 300, which is where you kind of want it to be for every one of your railways. So make sure you're going along it's a lot of micromanagement, I'm not kidding, but just by doing that, you can reduce the amount of subsidy to 0, and that is huge when that happens. And yeah, this one's also subsidized, isn't it? I could have sworn it was, but maybe I already set this one up. Maybe, I don't remember. I did not. I don't know why they're not subsidized, but I guess that's okay. We'll just fix this right now. Again, it's tedious and it's annoying micromanagement. I wish there was a way to automatically do that, but it is necessary, and you will have to, if you want to keep your budget balanced, a good quick way of doing that is handling your subsidies, because I always keep railways subsidized. I do not like it when they break apart on you. If they break apart on you, it can hurt your bottom line, and yeah. Just make sure you keep those subsidies down. So yeah, we went from 144,000 subsidies to 133. We could probably reduce even more just by going from country to country and doing it that way. Well, I don't know how we balanced the budget. We didn't even try to balance the budget. We just been building up our construction at every opportunity, and the budget just balances itself now. I'm going crazy on construction building too. I'm just gonna force it through now. Before I was letting it get to the point on its own, but no, we're forcing it through. Yeah, we're only minus 200,000. We should be at like 1 million at this point, but I don't know. Like I said, the balance is just the budget is balancing itself, and there's nothing I can do about it. I'm trying. I really am. I'm putting up the construction as fast as I can, but I don't have arc welding, and because I don't have arc welding, I have to do it manually. And doing it manually is tedious and long-winded, and oi, oi, oi. Just get some more built. It's not enough. Just keep building more. Keep building more, and as we keep building more, steel becomes more of an issue. Glass will become more of an issue. Explosives will become more of an issue, and when that happens, we'll have to start building those as well. We got militarized police force. Yes! We got one of our goals. We are the bad guys again. Yay! We're the bad guys. Hans, are we the baddies? Why, yes. Yes, we are, because we have fascists in power, and that's what baddies are. They're fascists. It's what they do.
Yeah, at this point, there's literally nothing we can do except sit here and prevent them from actually making landfall. All I can do is just keep mobilizing my troops and putting them into defensive mode and hoping that they don't make any landfall. If they make landfall, I'll probably have to re-invade right away just to keep them from getting to my capital. If they actually manage to get their troops on the main continent, I might be in a little bit of trouble. Oh, crap, and my construction's goobered up again. Okay, give me 1 second. I gotta fix this real quick. Yeah, we'll just put it here and here and here, here, whatever. I don't care, as long as I get some construction done. I don't care. I just get it out of the way. And I don't know, power plants? Can we do power plants? Yeah, we can. There we go. Get these done. There we go. And boom, 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 boom. Just get out of the way. Just do it. Okay, perfect. Now that's dealt with. Let's worry about the actual problem at hand, which is France. I do not want to lose to France. We managed to get away with taking this piece of Venezuela, and France is really, really being annoying, and I can't believe how many naval invasions they're throwing at me right now. It's actually kind of crazy. What is this, number 10 now? Why do you guys care so much about Guyana? Who cares? Why? It doesn't make any sense. It actually hurts me. Stop it. Stop it. Go away. Go away. I don't like you. You're creepy. And what is this? Oh, Britain? Really? Britain's embargoing me now? No? Or are these just shortages? Whatever. Get out of my way. It's in the way. Where is the other invasion coming? Oh, and they're going for... And I don't have anybody there. Oh, crap. I'm going to... What happened to my guards? I had guards there. I don't have guards there. I'm going to have to make a unit. Okay. Make a unit right now. And it doesn't even matter. Just take anybody. We'll just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And... Whoops. There's 10. And we'll do, I don't know, 1, 2, and 1, 2. That'll work. Boom. Right. Oh, I probably should have worked on my mobilization first. Whatever. We just need them to survive. We don't need them to thrive. So, yeah. Let's get the transportation down. Motorized vehicles down. Get them machine gunners. Oh, those machine gunners. Watch out for them machine gunners. We don't really have a lot of opium, so I can't really use the opium for that one. Please tell me this will get done in time. Oh, and you got to be in defensive mode, don't you? Crud. Okay. Yeah, there's absolutely no way we're going to be able to get our ships down there in time. I'm actually surprised I didn't have a unit there. I'm a little annoyed I didn't have a unit there. And, oh, no, they're going to get hit very quickly. But it looks like 115 and only 29 ships. They're going to be penalized very, very badly. In fact, I think I'm going to need more troops here. How about some siege artillery to go along with it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. That'll be, what, 40 in total? Let's get some more. 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2, 1, 2. Done. That should be enough to guard the area. Hopefully. Oh, and France quit anyways. So I went through all that for literally no reason. Neat. I appreciate a game. I really do. My goodness, I'm actually kind of happy that this is pretty much over. I'm not attacking anything else after this. I might take Brazil and make them puppet, and that's it. I'm not doing anything else. This is too many wars, too many... Oh, gosh. Oh, no. Am I going to lose this front? I got to move these guys in there before I lose this front. If I lose this front, I'm probably going to lose the war if that's the case. Oh, I got a mandate. Okay, what should I take? We'll take transport because I need more infrastructure. I'm always just aching for more infrastructure, and it's just a never-ending battle. Oh my, are we gonna win? Are we gonna win? There it is. Beautiful. Almost complete. Almost complete. I just need Brazil. And that's it. And I might have to wait a little while because Brazil is very expensive. Yeah, it's 27 infamy. I'm gonna need to wait maybe a year, maybe 2 years. I might have to force them to puppet to give in right away so that I don't actually have to fight the war. Because if I have to fight the war, I might not have enough time. Yeah, it's gonna be a close one. There she is. There she is. Isn't she beautiful? Paraguay owns all of South America. I could not really change tags because I did not take the proper event for it. That kind of sucks, and I couldn't really force my way through for La Plata either because Britain kind of got in my way, and unfortunately, yeah, no possible country formations because I went for Paraguay and only Paraguay, and I guess that's it. Oh my gosh, we got a lot of things here. How about we promote national identity just for fun? Why not? Hey, might as well. We are... I didn't even do this all the way till the end. I didn't even look at my journal until the very end. I am crazy sometimes. I'm not the best player. Don't look at me as if I'm a good player. I'm a terrible player. I'm not even in a deficit. I tried really hard to put myself in a deficit. This was way harder than anything else in this round of the game. But I still managed to get 1.4 billion GDP. I managed to get a really decent 21.4 standard of living. 300 million population is nothing to scoff at, especially when 112 million of those are loyalists. 85% of them are actually capable of reading. And I never once went over 100 infamy. That's pretty good considering what I managed to do here. At least that's what I think. Anyhow, my power block is looking kind of chunky, but it could have been a little bit better. Mostly because I never expected to get kicked out by Britain's power block. That was unique. That was horrible. I'm not happy about that. That might have slowed me down a little more than I would have anticipated. We don't really have any utopian despots anymore, though. No, we're the bad guys now. We're the very, very naughty boys. We're Hans. Hans, are we the baddies? Yes, we are. Outlaw descent, go to Gulag. And, secret police, oh no. And somehow we're multicultural. We allow women in the workplace. We got old age pension. We got workers protections. We're laissez-faire. What a schizophrenic country this is. But we got that militarized police force. Oh my gosh, This is El Presidente's dream. This is what El Presidente wishes for. It is everything El Presidente could ever ask for. Truly. My institutions aren't the most amazing. I probably should have put Social Security up a little higher. I usually put colonial affairs down to 1-1. You can't really colonize anything anymore. And yeah, everything else is looking okay. But on that front, let's take a look at our society screen. Not perfect. I don't know how, but we got... they're Paraguayan aristocrats, and they are very violently hostile against. I don't know. I guess they're the ones that landed the long knives we're going after. What can I say? And we got second-class citizens? Really? Japanese people, Yavan people, Bengali, Tamil. Yeah, that's interesting. Let's take a look at the culture screen. Yeah, we got lots of Han. If you didn't know, I took a big old chunk out of China. Woohoo! And it looks pretty. It's gorgeous, I think. I like it anyhow. And hey, it's not border gore. I don't care what you say. This is not border gore. Compared to the border gore I normally do, this is mild at best. And it kind of looks nice. I think it looks good. I do, anyhow. But that's just me. I'm very biased. I can't help that. This is a little more border gory, and I couldn't really help this one. They kind of just took it from a stupid event that I wasn't paying attention to. Yeah, they just took the Makwan land for free, and... I can't help that. I wasn't paying attention to the event. I just didn't want to take the infamy, and I clicked the other event like I normally do, and then they took the freaking land, and whatever. I'm not counting it. I said colonization doesn't count. Any colonization border gore does not count, and that counts as colonization border gore. I didn't conquer that. That was just whatever. Let's see here. What else should I look at? How about religion society? Oh, we got lots of Confucians, lots of Catholics. Hell yeah. Yeah. Okay. What else should I look at? I don't know. Population screen? You want to look at the population charts? They're bloody insane. Oh, please fix this. Paradox. Why? Why is assimilation so bad? I really do want to go back to using mods to deal with this, but unfortunately, there's no good mods out there that don't have other effects that ruin the balance of the game. Some of them are just too dang strong too, and again, they ruin the balance of the game. I just want it to be strong enough to get rid of all these little tiny crappy ones, and anything that's like a percent or more should be untouched. So it should only go down to like Amazonian, and everything else just gets completely, absorbed after 5 years of being nothing here. It's ridiculous, and it doesn't matter what you do. Let's take a look at my companies and stop complaining. Okay, I got my technology, I got my construction, I got my lovely bureaucracy, I got my minting, I got my state construction efficiency, I got my army offense, and there's something that I actually tried to do earlier, but it failed miserably. It was another construction efficiency. I think it is right here, yeah. State construction efficiency and 5% infrastructure per 100K population. The only problem is, good luck getting your production for power plants up high enough, because, it's not easy. It's actually really, really hard. I probably should have went for this one, though. This one looks really easy to deal with, and you get a lot of infrastructure for it. 5% is actually a lot, considering I think I would get, plus 50 to plus 100 on a lot of my states, mainly Beijing and, like, La Plaza and Bajo Paraguay. And yeah, I probably should have gone for that, but I didn't. But that's okay. We got 342 Army, 115 Navy. We didn't really boost up our Navy like we normally do because we didn't really have to. We had more than enough prestige just from our gross domestic product, and everything else wasn't really necessary. We never once touched our very low government wages either. And yeah, it's been like that. Oh, I should show you. Despite the fact I got 1.96 million in the hole, watch what happens if I go to medium. Oh, I'm right back into the positive. I did everything I could to reduce this to nothing. I went over 10,000 construction and I'm still in the positive. What? Paraguay is powerful, I'm telling you. I really did my best to go into deficit spending mode, and it was just impossible. That's how much investment pool I had. Like, what are they? They're building 2,206, so 98 private constructions, and they're still plus 1 million. What the hell? Like, my investment pool is absolutely insane this playthrough. Absolutely insane. That's what, like 2 million? Yeah, it's 2 million. That's crazy. I'm blown away. I'm really happy though. So, let's unpause and go to the end screen. I'll show you the final little bits here. And that way you can take a look at it while I put through the last of the outro. Yeah, look at the laborers, engineers. Woo, neat. Look at my GDP growing like crazy. That standard of living growing like crazy. That prestige growing like crazy. Them populations. That big spike there is me taking a big old chunk out of Ching South End. Hell yeah. This was a fun game, I'm not gonna lie, but we're the bad guys. We're not good guys. El Presidente is not a good guy. Anyhow, I think that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you managed to watch it all the way through, I'm telling you, you are a king. I mean it. You're a king. All of you kings. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Hail Hydra Cat.